Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back today to College Park for round 5 of Energia AIL1B. Today we have DUFC taking on Instonians from the north. The team today for Instonians, I'll read out the backs first, starting at 15, Bradley McNamara, 14, Mark Keane, 13, Bevan Prinsloo, number 12, familiar name some of you might recognise, Ian Witten, 11, Hugo Elderby, 10, Josh Eggleston, 9, Rory O'Farrell. Now for the forwards. Number 1, Anton Lupery. 2, Ollie Clark. 3, Liam Caprianis. 4, Marty Voster. 5, Mark Mayers. 6, Mark Lee. 7, Paul Pritchard. Number 8 and captain, Dave Witten. And the replacements, Neil Saunders, Shulk van der Merwe, Blake McLean, Ed Broom, Matthew Neal and Craig Gilroy. Now for the Trinity team. Starting at 15, Noah Byrne. 14, Davy Colbert. 13, Hugo Lynch. 12, Mark Walsh. 11, Johnny O'Sullivan. 10, Matty Lynch. And 9, Oscar Cawley. An unchanged Trinity backline from the last team that took on UCC last week. Now for the pack. Number 1, Owen McDermott. Number 2, Jack Pollard. Number 3, Arthur O'Reilly, making his first senior appearance of the year. Number 4, freshly shaven, Tom Davison. Number 5, Arthur Smakowski. Number 6, Jack Riley. Number 7 and captain Conal Henchy. Number 8, Dan Carroll. And we have kick-off here in College Park. Sorry, Matty Lynch is just there. Put it out for touch. The replacements for Trinity. Number 16, Jack O'Neill. 17, Carl Brennan. 18, Hunter Dean Johns. 19, Mike Walsh. 20, Connor Tracy. And 21, Alex Finlay. So, joined here by Alistair Hill as usual. So we have Instonians' first line out of the day.
And a strong breeze blowing down College Park. You can see with the flag there. Good sun as well. So some conditions to play with here, but apart from that, ideal day for rugby. It's dry, not been raining all day. Beautiful, clear skies. So it looks like we're going to have some good running rugby this evening.
Instonians looked to set up that rolling maul earlier on, and they look to get going here, driving onto the Trinity 22, but Trinity just managed to hold them there. The ball is out now to Witten, and Witten just pops it on there to his brother Dave. Now tackled well there by Arthur O'Reilly and Tom Davison. Johnny O'Sullivan just managing to rip the ball clean there, and Jack Riley picks up the scraps.
Ref playing advantage for a knock on there as well. So Trin will play a couple of free phases here, but they need to clear the ruck out.
Dan Carroll with his first start of the season here for Trinity managed to make a good carry. Jack Riley again with another carry, balls at the base here for Oscar Cawley. Out now to Lynch, now to Mark Walsh.
And advantage there, says the ref. So we're coming back from the knock on. Good start defensively from Trinity, being able to hold Instonians out in those first few phases. Defensively, Trinity been much better in the last couple of games. Last week they held UCC to only 7 points. So defense has come on a lot since the start of the season. If you remember back to that Blackrock game, high scoring affair. Trinity tightening up that defense now as the season goes on. Really, really effective when it comes to shutting down big teams like Instonians.
Certainly effective defence last week allowed us to win back the Dudley Cup, which we lost last year against Queens.
Yeah, no, great to get the cup back. A bit of silver early in the season. It's a real good motivator for the lads. Shows us where we're at as a team. We're able to win these games, win silverware, and keeps us pushing for bigger and better hopes as the season goes on.
First scrum of the day here now. And Estonians
come straight up, but it's driving upwards, says the referee. It's a penalty to Trin. You can see that hooker scrum cap popped up immediately. Illegal scrummaging, not allowed to come up like that. Trinity getting in underneath, getting the penalty out of that.
Certainly Hugh Maguire, Trinity scrum coach, will be very happy with that. And the ref will now be haunting his tails watching the Instonian scrum.
Yeah, no, it's good to get that image in early on. Shows to the referee that that's what Instonians want to do. Trinity not allowing it at all, forcing that pop-up. It's good work from Trinity there. Fortunate for Instonians.
So Trinity's first line out of the day here now. So now we have another scrum of the day here. This one in Estonians ball.
Welcome everyone to College Park this afternoon. A lovely day as we have Instonians.
Very solid scrum there by both sides. Ball is out the back now for Instonians. Now Witten pulls it out the back here. They managed to get around the outside there of Davy Colbert. Number 15 still on his feet here. Instonians now in Trinity half the field, playing back, ball in Witten's hands. And brought down here just off the 10-metre line. Bradley just kind of standing in no man's land here.
Just taking a second to get back up after that tackle. It's physicals from the start from Instonians, laying down a marker against the college man, looking to try to get that physical battle. And great offload there, but it goes to no one, unfortunately.
Great tackle there by Davy Colbert, just to force that offload, and now it's a Trinity lineout. Actually, a historic day here in College Park. This is the first meeting of either side. In Estonians, with this meteoric rise of the last few seasons, coming all the way up from junior status to winning AIL 2C, 2B, 2A, and now in 1B.
It's brilliant to see teams like that. It shows that you can rise to these levels of rugby. You like to see these teams come up. Hopefully now that College or Trinity can hold them out and don't let them rise too high. But no, it's brilliant to see these teams coming up. Keep changing up the league. Just taking a minute to stop for Captain Conal Hengy here. He's just taking a knee here in the middle of the park. But no, brilliant to see new teams coming in. It gives players from different parts of the country an opportunity to play at higher levels. And it shows a bit of change up. We can have these new historic meetings. No, you're good, sir.
Now we have a Trinity line out. And it goes up here one well by Dan Carroll. And Trinity look to set up their first rolling maul of the day. Ball's at the base here for Jack Pollard. Colley just has his hands on it and he chooses the box kick. He sends one up here.
We've had an early substitution as well. Conor Hench has just gone off with a blood sub there just to get fixed up, and with Jack O'Neill onto the pitch.
Not a bad substitution at all.
Oh, no, you're kind of getting like for like there.
Very loose ball there by Instonians, and the Trinity men are hot on their tails here, trying to chase that man down. Instonians just brought down off their 22 here.
Good shots going in from Trinity early on. Having to do a lot of defending from these opening phases, not getting a lot of ball, but it will be good work. Keep our defensive shape early.
Instonians look to clear their lines here.
It's a good ball away, just into touch, but it's been... The referee is saying it was kicked out and the man was in the 22 fairly, while a couple of hands were pointing back out on the full. Anyways, it's going to be a line out just halfway between the halfway line and the 10-metre with the Trinity ball. Notice a couple of the men around College Park are clean shaven this week. That's because Trinity, like many other societies, are doing Movember this year, which helps raise funds and awareness for men's mental health throughout the entire month of November. We have links to our page on our Instagram and across our other social media platforms.
Pollard again with a great throw. And Dan Carroll there taking it nicely in the line out the ball. Again at the base there for Pollard. Colley again with his ball, with his hands on it.
Estonians have come through the middle there. It's getting all wrapped up. Colley comes out with the ball.
Witten there just trying to make a nuisance of himself, but the ball is out. Lynch now with ball in hand. And Trinity just trying to go up that right-hand touchline.
Nice snap from Lynch there. Under pressure now, having to go in at 9. Recovers the ball well. Colley back on his feet to play 9 again.
Trinity brought down just inside the Instonians half the field. The ball is out now. Jack O'Neill with his first carry of the day. Manages just to hold off the number 13 there. Bevan Prinsloo. Ball's out now. Mark Walsh. Mark Walsh choosing to put the head down and go. Brought down just off the halfway line there by his opposite number, Ian Witten.
Hands in that ruck from Instonians, but the ref says, leave it, it's play on. Ball was out, says the referee, so Instonians are onside.
Dan Carroll there just met well. Trinity now just playing in the phases here, but are met very well by double tackles by the Instonians men.
Instonians doing their first real piece of defending here, doing it well. They've pushed Trinity back inside their own 10-metre, but they found a bit of space on the outside here.
Oh, and the ball did not go to foot there for the Trinity men, so we are out for an Instonians line out just off the halfway line inside the Instonians half the field.
Good defence from Estonians, but Trinity doing well to get on the outside there, realising that space wasn't coming off the middle. Just unfortunate it doesn't come off on the width there. I think it was number 15, No Burn, went for the kick and it's just deflected off into touch. It's actually going to be a scrum, so it must have been a knock-on at some point in that build-up. which is why, so must have not gone into touch. But big scrum now again. That's the first one, which was a penalty against the Instonians. They will try to get that push on again. They won't let that deter them. It'll be interesting to see if they can get their shape right this time and get something out of the referee.
Certainly. Last scrum was actually very solid. Well, by both sides. Before the one after the penalty there, very solid scrum. Both sides took the weight nicely and were applying equal force. But this one just goes straight down here.
Yeah. You can see Instonians do want to get that early shove on. You can see the big weight in that front row pack. They really want to try put some pressure on this Trinity scrum early on. Now it looks like we're just Rally taking a knee as Wado comes onto the pitch. But Instonians will be trying to get that pressure on. Instonians will try to get that pressure on early. You can see what they're doing with that first scrum, really trying to drive and thought they had the edge by going up. However, the ref immediately cutting that out. Be interesting to see if they try go for that again after a couple of scrums, let it slip out of the ref's mind, or if they'll just settle back in and just try and win penalties on the front foot.
Again, as it is the case each year, though the Trinity front row is very young, very, very experienced, Arthur O'Rahilly with over double digits AIL caps to his name from last season was actually one of our pivotal players last season in helping us stay up in 1B.
Brilliant player, Arthur, and it's great that we can have this ability to shift between front rows. It's something that as a college side, we don't usually get the luxury of having multiple high quality props and hookers. So the ability this year to be able to switch, keep lads fresh, change the picture up has been really effective for Trinity in these opening few matches. As you can see up there, Cohen's back on his feet on the sideline, scrum kept back on, so he must be just waiting for the next break and play to come back in.
Huge honour for Hettenshi today to be named captain. I was named captain last week down UCC, but unfortunately that scrum does not go Trinity's way and it is a penalty against them.
Yeah, it's on the far side from us here, but its ref is saying it's collapsing from the Trinity front rowers. Just Instonians holding off this time and building the pressure in that set hit. So instead of trying to drive through them, they're just building the pressure on that Trinity front row and forcing the collapse.
So Instonians now with the line out halfway between the Trinity 10 and 22. I'm going to guess about 30 metres out.
Tough. It's Instonians playing with the ideal conditions here. They're playing with their backs to the sun, so ball's not in there, but the sun's not in their eyes, and they've got the wind behind them as well when it does pick up. They will want to capitalize this on the first half and come away with a good few points. That lineup doesn't go to hand though, which won't help. They recover it well though on the tail.
Witten just managed to slide for it there, but calls of knock on there by the ref, so Trinity scrum.
Frustrating for Instonians. Great position. They haven't had a lot of time on the ball in that area of the field for Trinity so far, and they will look to try and get down there and get some points on while they're playing with these conditions. Conor Henchy comes back on, replacing the blood sub from earlier, Jack O'Neill, off the pitch again. Interesting to see what happens in the scrum here.
But very solid scrum from either side here. And David Colbert just comes around that blind side there and chooses to put in a kick of his own. And number 15 there, Bradley McNamara, tried to get a touch shoot but couldn't. But just gets a run going here.
Johnny O'Sullivan takes him to ground, but not before the offload comes back in to Witten.
So, Instonians now with the ball on the Trinity 10-metre line. Unfortunately, made a good few metres there, but great pasture play by them. You can see how they've been promoted so quickly over the last few seasons.
Yeah, it's good fluid rugby and recovering from a mistake well there. The 15 McNamara just initially missing the touch, recovers well and puts in a good kick behind there, but it looks like it's just going to run too far for him. No, you can see Instonians recovered really well there. They could have been put pressure on Trinity when he missed that initial touch, but instead recovers himself, composes himself, gets to the width, and almost ends up with a break on this near side.
Great vision there by the Instonians, just to see that there was no one there in the backfield and try to put it out there to apply more pressure on Trinity.
Yeah.
As you said, Alistair, kick didn't go that well and the ball just rolled dead. So we are back for a Trinity scrum now.
It's the wind behind them. It's going to have those extra few meters to any kick you make, but it's the right idea. Put Trinity back, keep them guessing. Our defensive shots have been heavy up front, but if you start putting those kicks in the backfield, you have to drop numbers back. Those shots become weaker and weaker and allowing for front foot ball. Be interesting to see if Instonians keep up this kicking game throughout this first and second half.
Especially since the whole rule of 50-22 came in a couple of years ago. It just makes covering the backfield harder and harder these days. Ball at the base here. Colley now whips it out to Lynch, to Walsh. Walsh just tips it on there to Hugo Lynch.
It's like they were going for an interception there, Instonians. Instead, they're over the ball, but the ref saying release. Play on.
Lynch again now out to the wing. Johnny O'Sullivan just bumps off his opposite number here. Colley now with the ball in hand now, just playing across the field. Smitkowski with a great carry now, just brought down just off the 10-meter line.
Ref allowing them to hold him up in the tackle for a long time.
And Conor Henchy makes a bust here, straight through the middle. Great pass and vision by Matthew Lynch. Henchy stepping on man, gets the offload away to Mark Lynch. Mark Lynch chooses to go himself here.
Mark Walsh just not getting there.
Mark Walsh,
step back
Lynch.
inside. Penalty advantage, though. Interesting to see what this is for. Ref is timed off. It could be for a high shot. He's calling a man over.
Can we just go back to that passage of play there by Matthew Lynch and Conor Henchy? Great vision there by Matthew Lynch just to pick out Henchy on that great line.
No, brilliant line, and then Henchy, brilliant awareness there. He doesn't put the head down and just bulldoze into someone random, takes the step towards the support, getting the ball to Mark Walsh. He just couldn't get the hands away enough to get it outside him, but brilliant bit of passage of play from the Trinity captain there.
Trinity up to go for a tap and go here. First carry there by Jack Pollard.
It's great to see the tap and go come back in recent years. It makes the game way more exciting.
And that is an unbelievable score there. Wait, sorry, what? That is my mistake there. Penalty against Trinity for double movement on the ground.
Apologies. It looked like it was a score, but it is double movement on the ground from number 5, Smitkowski. It's unfortunate. Just don't need to be making those errors. Also goes against the point I was saying. It's great to see the tap and go come back. In recent years, it kind of died away for a while there. It didn't do it unless you're going quick. But now, a lot of teams have that set piece move on the 5-meter line, looking the tap and go. See a lot of tries at international level even from it at this stage. Unfortunately, not working for us that time.
So, Instonians with an easy out there. They have a line out just off their own 10-meter there. To the tail now, and Estonians take it back well, and the ball is out. And Estonians managed to regather their own kick now. Oh, playing some loose phases here, but looking to carry it up here. Caprianis there with a great carry, just off the Trinity 10. And now, but just a knock on there by Mark Lee.
Unnecessary errors coming into the mix here for Instonians. It's good dry conditions, but they've dropped a lot of ball off the tail of the line out. Just ball not going to hand here. It's unfortunate that for them, from an Instonians point of view, they're just not making these passes stick. They can't put these phases together. It's giving Trinity platform to attack off. Both teams making unnecessary errors early in the game.
So, here we go now with another Trinity scrum here, just off the halfway line. Colley with the put in there. Out now to Lynch. Lynch again to Mark Walsh. Mark Walsh to Lynch. Manages to get quick hands away to David Colbert. David Colbert's going around the outside here.
David Colbert
chooses to go himself. Goes straight to the middle. Over the top there to Hugo Lynch.
It's a basketball pass from Colbert, but it works out as Lynch gets close to the line. It's a penalty advantage for Trinity. Full penalty now. And he's gone, blown the whistle. Hand has gone straight to the pocket. Who will this be for? It's a yellow card. He is already out already. It's cynical, says the referee. Try scoring opportunity.
Believe that is one of the wingers.
And we have a substitution for Trinity. Carl Brennan running onto the pitch here. It must be for Arthur O'Raffi, who has been struggling with his hamstring as this game has gone on. Very unfortunate to see him go off early in what is his first start for the seniors this year in the AIL. He's jogging off the pitch there, so it looks like he's still able to move on it, but it must just be giving him bother. They might try and take him off, get it recovered, and bring him back on later in the game.
Yellow. So yellow card here for number 14 for Instonians, Mark Keane. Trinity now up at the tail, popped down to Oscar Colley, but Oscar Colley is shot well there by the Instonians man. Now playing ball at the base here, just on the 5-meter line. Ball's at Colley's hand. Calls him to use it. Out now to Jack Riley. Riley's just marched back there.
Some good shots going in by Estonians on this.
Tom Davison carries up here. Ball at the base again. Dan Carroll now. The good carry there just on the line. Cut again out to Henchy.
Shots coming in for Estonians here, and it pays dividends as they get that turnover at the ruck. Just consistent pressure there. They're looking at poaching every single one. It's a numbers game. After a few, you've just got to get one.
Trinity, unfortunately, didn't have too many men ground support there, just one off runners from those carries, unfortunately.
And it's physical shots coming in from Instonians. They're difficult ones to get up to. It just takes that half second longer, which means you'll be missing in that next set phase. It's unfortunate for Trinity there that they can't get any reward from what was a great bit of attack from the back line.
So Instonians, again, with a line out in a similar position from their last one, just off their own 10-meter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Instonians, a couple of lineouts just not going right for them here. Need to get some set phase getting and some ball off it, get some face play going, and try to attack that Trinity line, something they've been struggling with.
Ball up here now. Witten takes it well in the air with the back now. And Estonians put a kick through. Colbert regathers here. Slings it across the face to Byrne. Let's see what Byrne chooses to go himself and puts back in a kick here. It's a nice high hanging kick there, just into the backfield there. But unfortunately, the bounce goes the way of Instonians there, right into the hands of the 9 there, Rory O'Farrell.
Unfortunate bounce. It was a great kick from Byrne. It really saw some space in the backfield. Could have looked to get to touch. Would have been a 50-22 potentially, but instead, now Instonians find the numbers out wide.
Saw space. Witten there just floats the pass over the top there to number 11, Hugo Elberby.
Captain O'Connell-Henchy, though, gets back to make that covering tackle, an all-important one there, but now Estonians will look to build from here.
O'Farrell just saw a little half gap there on the blind side, but he knocked the ball on. Trinity now playing with advantage.
No, Byrne with a flick out the back, bit of fire for
hands of Davy Colbert here, and Davy Colbert just put a little chip there. Davy Colbert tried to regather there.
Just couldn't get the ball. It's a knock-on advantage to Instonians now. This is breathless rugby being played by both sides.
So, Instonians now with the ball inside the Trinity half the field. Just attacking now, but I believe forward pass there by the Instonians men. But I think we are back for the advantage still, so we will have an Instonian scrum.
Breathless rugby there, back-to-back, end-to-end stuff there. A couple of good breaks from both sides. Fortunately, nothing comes of it for either team.
Great vision by Davy Colbert there to actually see that there was a little bit of space there between the Instonians men and nearly regathered his own little chip chase there.
Yeah, just a couple inches too far out of his reach, and Estonians lads putting pressure on. Just couldn't get the space he'd want to on that gather. Backline working well again for Trinity. It's been a real weapon of them this year. The past few games in a row, they've had some serious attacking plays in the backline. Once they get that ball out wide, get the hands going, they are leakily quick. It's really hard for other teams to compete with this young and energetic Trinity backline.
Just the sheer speed of the back three alone. Johnny O'Sullivan, Noah Byrne, and Davy Colbert. Byrne and O'Sullivan actually recently in Irish under-20s camp. Great to have them back there. Hopefully they will be involved against South Africa on the 26th of November. That game, Ireland under-20s versus South African under-20s will be played down in Musgrave Park in Cork.
That'll be brilliant to see them get involved with that in our lads. Couple updates from around the grounds here. Gary Owen and Old Wesley is at 0-all so far. Blackrock up 7-0 against City of Armagh. Highfield 0, UCC 10 in that game. Queens and Naas, it's 7-all. Couple of interesting results there, especially in that Blackrock game. Good start for them against Armagh.
Highfield UCC as well. UCC, unfortunately, haven't had the best of start to the season, but against their Cork rivals today, certainly should be a big one.
Yeah, they struggled from the off, but as in, like all college teams, it swings and roundabouts. Injuries can make all the difference at this level. So they'll be hoping to get some of the lads back, get some momentum going into these next few games.
The Estonians with the putting in the scrum here, trying to get that push on, but Trinity holding them out well here. Great scrum by Trinity here, and Witten just puts his head down and tries to carry, makes a good few meters there, just over the Trinity 10. Out now to his brother Dave, with trying to get that tip on there to Mark Lee.
Brennan doing a great job in there on that loose head side against a big tight head prop for the Estonians, number 3. Caprianis, apologies. Ooh, that's knock on, says the referee. Thank God we don't have a TMO in here today. That could have been looked at again. Don't know how close Colbert was to getting his hands on that ball, but gets away with it and saves potentially a try there. But back to that scrum phase, the last scrum there. Brennan really, really well sets it out. You could see Instonians are trying to get that push on, legs driving, but it wasn't going anywhere. That front row of McDermott, Pollard, and Brennan doing really well to hold out there.
So again, Instonian scrum now, just on the Trinity 22.
Neither team able to really build a lot of phases, bar a couple of attacks. Would be frustrating to play in. You can't really build any platform, can't get any pressure. Speaking of which,
trying to get a march on here, and McDermott is lifted up. Unfortunately, penalty goes against the Trinity scrum there.
Bit of commentators curse there, praising Trinity a little too much in that last scrum, and I've been proven very wrong on that. Instonians very much can get that pressure on when they want. Great scrum, didn't get caught for driving up this time, instead getting under the Trinity front row and forcing them to go up.
And Instonians choose to go for the corner here now. So Trinity on their own 5 here. Let's see what they want to do. Let's see if they'll go up or they'll just choose to hit it. Instonians, known for their maul.
Yeah, all coming in here surely.
More than likely just due to their size difference that they will want to maul this over. Yep, you can see it there. They've chosen to go for that 6+1 maul there. Number 7 there as that +1. Taken up well. Dave Whitten there just taking it a little bit loose in the air, but gets it down. They look to get that maul formed here.
His backs have started joining here. You've got 12 and 11 in there. Pushes through on that far side into the first score of the game.
Try there for Instonians. Score here in College Park. 5-0 Instonians. Trinity tried their best there just to hold out the Instonians forwards, initially getting that first shunt on to stop them, but Instonians managed to get that bubble around the corner.
Well, once those backs started joining in, you're just starting to pile weight on there. It's hard to hold out against it. Pressure was building, especially on that far side. They bubble around and just go over. Trinity struggling to hold them out there, 5 meters out.
So a tough enough kick here for Josh Eagleson. Just left-hand side of the sticks here. Let's see how he goes for his first kick of the day.
Instonians with that yellow card as well, getting 5 points off against the head here with the yellow card, be a massive boost for them going forward in the match.
Eagleson now strikes it. And the kick is good. Score here in College Park. 7-0 Instonians. So as we approach the half-hour mark here, still hard to believe it's such a low-scoring game.
Well, it's been very back and forth stop-start with knock-ons, balls to touch. Hasn't been a lot of building phases. But
blocked down there by Davy Colbert there. Sorry, as Instonians just tried to clear their lines there. Great piece of defensive work by Colbert there. Instonians now with a good bit of pressure on them here with a line out inside their 22. Certainly not where they wanted to be right now.
Where they wanted to be, and it looks, as far as we can see, that the yellow card is still off the pitch. So they are playing with a man down. It becomes more difficult to exit. With that new rule of no shepherding allowed, not allowing to block the catcher on kickoffs or on kicks anymore, it becomes more difficult to get a kick away in that situation. You have men up in your face, pressure on. Good pressure from Colbert there to get
again taking that one as they look to set up this maul. Trinity now just piling men into it, but Instonians choose a box kick off it.
It's a good clearance away.
Trinity now with a line out, still in the Instonians half the field, just halfway between the halfway line and the 10.
Halfway's generous there. I think it's just beside the 10, but it's better clearance for Instonians there, getting off the base of the maul. There's less pressure on. They lock it down well. Trinity unable to get any pressure on, either in the air or in the maul.
The tail here for Arthur.
Good take in the air as he was coming back down. It's to Walsh, out to Colbert, puts a little one through.
Johnny O'Sullivan on his bike here. Ball is bouncing for Instonians' 10.
Slips on the ground there. Been wet during the week. A lot of rain on Thursday night, Friday morning, so the ground will be soft on your foot.
But certainly College Park is holding up well so far. No teams have trained on it this week, as the groundskeeper said, just to keep it in pristine condition for this weekend. And the ball just bounces out there, luckily.
Bounces on the line there. But no, it's brilliant to have such great facilities in college in the middle of the Dublin city centre. Brilliant to have a pitch like this, especially on a day like today. So the ref is having a word here with a couple of the players. Just to Riley and number 4 for Instonians. Vorster must have just been a bit of a scuffle after the fact in that last phase.
Riley, actually, let's just mention it is his first College Park game for the seniors. Made his debut last week against UCC.
Played his first game here. It's been a real rise to the ranks for Riley here. Played his first game for the J1s against Barnhall in that 50 points to 33 victory. Then played against UCC in the Dudley Cup match, and now playing his first home appearance for the seniors.
That is, ball just got wrapped up there in that maul.
Instonians doing well to break that up there, coming through the gaps, just finding their way in and getting surrounding Polly means the ball can't get to the back there for Colley.
Instonians with the put in here to the scrum.
Let's see what they do here now. They know they've got an upper hand on Trinity in these scrums. They've got a couple of penalties. They've been figured out. They're not giving away penalties for illegal scrummaging on their own ball, in their own half. Be interesting to see if they try to force the penalty out of this. The ref is going to ask them to reset, though. Speaking to McDermott there on the Trinity side, not a good sign if you're giving away penalties and you have the ref talking to you, means that you're giving him a bad picture in his books.
Good hit by either side here.
Solid set from Trinity. And Stoney's just looking to put pressure on, but ref says use it. Better from Trinity that time.
Out now to Ian Whitten, and Ian Whitten just pulls it out the back there. A bit of a loose pass, but managed to go to Eggleston's hand here. Another bobbling pass by him, but that man is taken now well. Great shot there by Shigo Lynch. Dave Whitten on the ball now, brought down by Jack Riley inside the Trinity half of the field.
Gary.
Out. Now, and just a knocked on here by Instonians, and Matty Lynch manages to regather the ball. Offloads there to Mark Walsh. Mark Walsh now to Oscar Cawley. Oscar Cawley trying to get the offload.
Half thought about it for a second, then thought better of it.
Luckily held on to it. Johnny O'Sullivan steps into play 9 here. Oh, McDermott with the carry here now.
Ref calls it back for knock on from Instonians. Forward, they're playing a slow game, going from line out to line out, scrum to scrum. The backs are here to play. Some great moves from both sides, looking to get offloads away whenever possible, trying to get to the width. In conditions like this, it's the kind of rugby you want to play in the back line. So,
two great offloads there, but from Matty Lynch to Mark Walsh, and Mark Walsh out to Oscar Cawley there.
Credit to Instonians as well. They're looking to play as well, keeping it interesting. A couple of those offloads from Whitten that just missing the hands, but if a couple more stick, you can see some tries out in the width for either team.
And I believe Instonians have their yellow card back on. Mark Keane returns to the field of play.
Ref, a lot of words here at these scrum times now. He needs to be tidied up in his eyes.
Also about Instonian piling on a lot of pressure here, but Dan Carroll managed to get the ball out there to Cawley. Cawley out to Mark Walsh, and Mark Walsh chooses to put the head down here, and he's brought down on the Instonians 10. And now again to Lynch, and Lynch just floats it across the top to Noah Byrne. Noah Byrne trying to use his feet here. Managed to get a lovely offload away to David Cobert. David Cobert's going up the touchline here.
Oscar Cawley just holds on to it, thought about the offload there, instead holds on to it. Now Trinity looking to go to the phases. Go to the forwards. Instead, pull at the back.
Mark Walsh. Oh, but that is an interception there by Dave Whitten. David Cobert's on his bike here trying to chase him down. Manages to bring him down there inside the Trinity half the field. Mark Walsh is over the ball there.
Ref says illegally though, says hands on the ground to the disagreement of College Park. Now Instonians men out wide. All it's going to take is a bounce.
Ooh.
Great cover work from Trinity there to get that tackle back.
Lynch.
Unlucky not to get the turnover.
Just managing to scrag the Instonians.
This time they do. Referee says play on and it's into touch, but penalty for Trinity. It's all happening down this end of the pitch.
Trinity very lucky there. Just a couple of loose passes, and Dave, give credit where credit's due there. Dave Whitten just reading that pass beautifully and getting that managed intercepted there.
Yeah, it's the opposite side of that loose rugby that both teams are playing. You're just leaving yourself open to opportunities for interceptions. It's more of an inevitability rather than a surprise. Trinity scrambling really well there, though. Unfortunate not to get the turnover there. Gave away the penalty advantage. penalty advantage used up with that kick and then getting the turnover afterwards. Good work on the scramble to recover what looked like an almost certain 7 points.
Trinity now with a line out in their half the field, just probably about halfway now between the 10 and the 22.
Might be your favourite measurement, Josh. There's an injury on the far side. It looks like for Polly, he's just taking a second here. So it's water on, which the players will need. It's a very stop-start. It's been from scrums that taking 2-3 minutes at a time to lightning quick breaks down the field. It's a tough kind of way to play. You're just essentially sprinting and then stopping. It can be very tiring on the body, so it's important to get this water on when the break is here.
If Pollard is not fit to play on for the next few minutes, we will see a return of Jack O'Neill in the field of play. Jack O'Neill covering hooker and back row today. Just a very versatile player.
Versatile and very capable in both positions. You don't lose anything from him by putting him in either. But again, it looks like Polly's just getting, it might even just be his boots strapped up here, as he might be just something, laces or something have come off and gets back to his feet.
Great to see Pollard staying on the field there.
Been real influential player since he's come into Trinity Rugby. Great to have around the college and in training and around the pitch. Not half bad either.
Couple of score updates here in 1B. Highfield 7, UCC 10. Queens 14, Nace 17, Garryowen 7, Old Wesley 10, and Blackrock 14-0 against City of Armagh.
Now, Trinity looked at for us. Trinity looking to set up the maul here and clear it away. It's Colbert underneath. He just can't get it, but Conley does Trinity hands.
Conor Henchy's going up the sideline here now. And Trinity now, great attacking phase against the head here. Jack Riley making a busting carry through there, brought down just on the Instonians 10. Colley now whips it out to Matty Lynch. Matty Lynch now to Mark Walsh. Mark Walsh just choosing to put his head down again and go. Mark Walsh usually topping the stat sheet each week with a lot of carries in the backs. He loves to put his head down and just carry straight into
contact. I think it's the word you're looking for. No, brilliant pressure there from David Colbert. Like it just put Instonians off in the backfield, forcing them to miss that catch, giving Trinity a chance to get up, get numbers on the ball. Even though Colbert himself didn't get it, it's just being in his eye line, giving that split second of hesitation to the fullback for Instonians. Now Trinity looking to play with the ball just up on the Instonians 10 metre.
O'Sullivan brought down just off the 10 now. Smikowski now with the carry. Great carry there, just over the 10 metre line.
Another man that's been brilliant to get in. Real powerful enforcer around the pitch. Great pass from Walsh to Polly. Met with ball in hand though.
Polly brought down just again on the 10 metre line here. And now to Tom Davison now. Tom Davison with a good carry. Instonians claiming they have hands over the ball. Ref says leave it, play on.
Ruck's tidied up now for Trinity. They're getting those two men in there. And what? Now, Lynch gets a little isolated, but quick men in over. They've no scrum half here, though. Colbert goes into play. Tells McDermott to leave it. I'd rather not have him pass it.
Tom Davison now with the carry. Colley's now back on his feet here. But Colbert again stepping into play, scrum half. Mark Walsh again with a good carry.
Fine clear out from Riley there. Really effective. Getting it men out of the way for Estonians.
And Byrne there managed to great tackle through. And Johnny O'Sullivan is going. Johnny O'Sullivan straight into the corner. Score here in College Park. 5-7. Still to Instonians, but a kick to come for Trinity. Great passage to play there by the Trinity men. Noah Byrne managed to get that offload away on the outside just to unleash Johnny O'Sullivan into the corner.
Now, you can just see there Trinity clearing up their rooks much better. It allowed them to get consistent phases, forcing that space out wide. Much better when they're able to hold on to their own ball and be able to play properly, not giving away turnovers in the rook or at the breakdown. Matty Lynch to line up the kick here. He's kicking into both the sun and the wind, so it's not an easy kick, but he's been brilliant from these sort of positions in games previous for us.
Certainly the response you wanted from the Trinity men just as we approach the halftime whistle here.
Well, as in you've got to feel there'll be disappointment in that Trinity side there with not getting anything out of their yellow card, but being able to come back, not allowing Instonians to get any momentum, and hopefully going about to go level here depending on this kick.
Lynch with the kick.
Correct kick, but just sails wide.
So score here, still 5-7 to Instonians.
Now, substitution for Estonians early on. It's number 17, Shulka van der Merwe, coming onto the pitch and replacing, haven't seen who's gone off yet. It looks like number 1, Anton Lupari.
Van der Merwe former professional player himself, numerous caps for multiple clubs, for the example of Ulster, Montpellier, and the Cheetahs, just to name a few there.
It's interesting. Instonians do have a few players from exotic places. You've got number 12, Witten from Exeter, an absolute stalwart for the club there.
Two Gallagher Premiership Cups and a Heineken Cup to his name, with about 271 caps for Exeter themselves.
Does show the quality that goes into AIL rugby these days, and compared to years previous, teams putting in serious resources and time into making sure that their teams are up competing at a very high level.
Oscar Cawley with a good box kick here. And Johnny O'Sullivan tackles the Instonian player well. Tries to get the offload there, but it is regathered by Dave Witten there. And they get a mini maul going in the middle of the field here.
No, but again, it's just questionable from Instonians. You want to get those offloads away and play, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And that there being an example, they get lucky there. Tom Davison was up quickly to try to get a kick through. Would have loved to see how that would have worked out.
Certainly, first carry of the day there by Chuck van der Merwe. And Instonians just trying to put that little chip over the top there.
Lovely outside of the boot kick, and it just gets burned, wrapped up, but he gets an offload away to Colbert.
And Colbert's just burning lads on the outside. But he's taken down well there by Ian Witten.
Yeah.
And now McDermott tried to carry, but ref calls it for
penalty and another yellow card.
High shot there. Ian Witten, for Witten himself, I believe, high shot there by him. So Witten takes the field. Oh, my mistake, diving into a ruck. I apologise for that.
No, it's unfortunate though, like, as you don't want to lose a man like that with such experience on the pitch. It just is killer. He's been playing very well for Instonians. Good carries, great tackles, like that one we just saw in Colbert. However, silly mistake gives Trinity an easy exit and another yellow card for Instonians. That's it. Just taking a second here. Number 10 for Instonians down on the near side here. It's Eagleson. Just taking a second here. Just took a bit of a knock after that shot from Johnny O'Sullivan. Johnny O'Sullivan has been brilliant since he's come in. First year here in Trinity and really making his presence felt. Similar trajectory to his brother James O'Sullivan, who's been struggling with injuries this season, coming back now in playing matches with the J1s. Brilliant to see if they could get on team sheet together.
And just a couple more score updates here from 1B. Blackrock still beating City of Armagh 14-0. Highfield UCC 10-7 to UCC. Queens now 21-17 versus Nace, and Gary Owen 10, Old Wesley 17.
Still taking time just for this injury here, and while we're discussing that, we'd like to thank our sponsors AIB for sponsoring the match today, as well as our other sponsorships. We have a full list of our jersey patrons on our Instagram and across our websites. If you're interested in sponsoring any of the available positions for either the senior team or our under 20 side, get in contact with the Trinity Admissions.
Unfortunately, there will be no AIL next week, as it is a break week. But if you'd like to keep up with us, Trinity are off to play Cambridge next weekend in Cambridge.
It's great to have those kind of games that we have. It's a unique experience for the lads. Play the likes of Cambridge, Oxford, Durham. It's nice, unique experience being in Trinity. It allows you opportunities to play against teams you usually wouldn't be able to play against playing Irish rugby, and as well as it shows that there's a good, strong connection between the college and the history there. Fixture against Cambridge last year, a brilliant one. Cambridge taking the bragging rights right at the death. Brilliant game. It was back and forth. Score for each team. Really entertaining rugby. Now we're looking to play on here. Haven't seen if it's been substituted or not. No, he's back on his feet here, still struggling and hobbling about there in the backfield, Eagleson, but he is insisting to play on. Interesting to see how that develops as the game goes on, if he'll be able to run it off, or if it might be a point of weakness for Instonians as the game goes forward.
Well, so we'll certainly see in these next few minutes. Anyway, Trinity now with a line out just off the Instonians 10.
Sure, it's not halfway between the 10 and the 22?
I'm fairly certain, Alistair.
O'Reilly
My
flies up into the air there. My God, it looked like he had left the hands of his jumpers there. It was a brilliant lift. Trinity looking to play.
Just across up there. Bit of a loose pass, but Lynch gathers well and rides that tackle very well there. Trinity now playing with some momentum to their side.
There's a bit of life on the Trinity side here now. They know they're men up and they're making the most of it.
Mark Walsh exposes a bit of a gap there for Coburn to go through, and Noah Byrne makes the most of it, and Noah Byrne dots down over the try line. Score here in College Park. 10-7 to Trinity. Kick still to come for Lynch. Just some brilliant attacking rugby there by the home side. You can see in the replay here, Lynch out to Mark Walsh. Mark Walsh just getting some quick hands away for Coburn to expose the space. And Coburn just floating that beautifully weighted pass out to Noah Byrne. And Noah Byrne using his speed just to get over there into the corner.
It's just, you can tell Witten's presence is missing. There's a defensive leader in that backline for Instonians just being an issue for them there. They can tell the numbers aren't there and they're just mismatching going across the pitch. It allows that break for Coburn in the middle and to then get the pass away for Byrne. Looked like there was a substitution there for Trinity. We've number 14 Davy Coburn down right in front of Lynch's kick here.
And Lynch now with a similar kick to his first one.
But this time a different outcome. Great kick.
Score here in College Park. 12-7 to Trinity. And replacement here on College Park. Number 14, Davy Coburn leaving the field. For number 21, Alex Finley. But that is the half-time whistle. So score here, 12-7 to Trinity. Thank you to our sponsors, AIB. And this stream is brought to you by BF Sports Analysis. Ladies and gents, we'll see you for the second half. So we are about to get back underway here in College Park. Score from the first half, 12-7 to Trinity. Matty Lynch just sends that kick in there. High hanging kick into the left hand side there. As I mentioned just before the halftime whistle, Alex Finley has come onto the field, number 21, replacing number 14, David Colbert.
Great for Trinity, not that, but it's great for Trinity to go into the half leading with a yellow card, and now they're playing with the right conditions. The wind has died down, not playing as much of a factor as earlier on, but the sun, as it slowly sets behind us here in College Park, will really start to frustrate the backfield for Instonians getting in their eyes. However, easy exit for them here. Penalty just gets them up inside, just inside their own half. So, lineup for Instonians. A couple of issues in that first half with a couple of their lineouts, ball not going to hand. They did start to clean it up as the half went on. See where it is now. One-handed take there, but it works.
At the tail here now for the Stonians to try to get that maul set.
Another substitution for Trinity. Number 17, Hunter Dean Johns, is on for most likely Owen McDermott. Yeah, Owen McDermott, number 1, has been replaced here.
Great spot there, Alistair. I didn't see that myself.
Yeah, just saw him there at the hinge of them all. Hunter, great player to have on. Played really well against UCC last week.
Certainly held down that UCC scrum.
It's powerful for a young man. He just really great scrummager, good carries, and great in the defensive line.
Only in second year, still another 2 years to play for Trinity.
A lot of young players coming through in this first team, which is what you want to see. A big issue is with turnover here in college. When a player leaves, once they finish their degree, lose out on them, and it means that there can be gaps in the team. However, this year we do have a lot of young players coming up.
Farrell here now, just trying to snipe at that ruck, but tackled well there by Jack Riley.
They're just trying to keep it close to the base there, Stonians, just picking and going, but not really getting anywhere, except for that one. It was a better carry.
Whitner initially driven back, but supported well. Instonians now looks at that Caterpillar maul. Caterpillar ruck and go for the box kick, but it goes straight out. So that is a Trinity line out now.
Frustrating for Estonians there. They just needed a good clear and instead put it out on the full. Just allows Trinity an entry into their half about halfway between the 10 and 22, funnily enough. But no, it just allows them an entry in here. And Estonians won't have wanted that. They needed to come out this half with a bit of momentum, shut down that train momentum they got from the try at the end of the half. Losing Colbert will be an issue for Trinity, so it was an opportunity to capitalise. Instead, now Trinity have the ball inside their half.
Up the tail here now. Tom Davison takes it well, pops it down to Oscar Cawley, and Oscar
Picks
Cawley
it off
sees
his
a
laces
gap
and
here.
runs.
And Oscar Cawley with that little bosh there. Oscar Cawley still going here inside the Instonians half of the field.
It's a great take off his laces there. The ball looked like it could have been dropped, could have been a knock on. Instead, he decides to get a line break out of it.
Davison now with the carry.
Nice little step inside just to get away from the defence, not allow that dominant shot.
Mark Walsh pulls out the back here
play.
to Lynch, and Lynch just gets that offload away. Out to Noah Byrne again, and Noah Byrne is over for his brace. Score here in College Park, 17-7 to Trinity. Kick still to come from Matty Lynch. Great offload there by Matty Lynch. Just breaking that tackle, and good to see he got his hands free there. Byrne with a great catch and goes over. And we actually have another replacement here for Trinity, just off the camera here, but
Tom Davison's replaced by number 18, Michael Walsh. Interesting substitution. Walsh must be going into the second row there.
Probably not. I have a feeling that Jack Riley, number 6, will go into the second row.
Of course.
And Walsh will go into the back row there. Jack Riley, another one of those players, very versatile.
Very versatile. And that's it. I'd say about Davison and Smikovsky are glad that we now have these numbers. Played almost every 80 minutes up until now.
Kick there for Trinity. Score, 19-17. And Estonians there. So to kick it off again here.
Excellent. Camera. The cover. It's not up. Yeah.
And the ball is up here. But Instonians contesting well in the air there and managed to win the ball back here.
They look to go wide quickly here. There's space, but instead they carry up the middle. Better from Estonians this time. Getting the pressure on. Will be disappointed to give away that score. 2 scores given away now under this yellow card.
Would be that wide here, but that is a knock on there. Trinity now playing with the advantage. And ref calls it for a Trinity scrum. Great defensive pressure there by the men in white.
Brilliant bit of pressure there, just not allowing the Instonians to get any ball off. It was a really good turnover off the kickoff, got up, disrupted Riley's jump. Very difficult thing to do when you have a lifting ball up against you, so it's great work from Estonians initially, just can't make the passes stick. Ball goes to ground there. Now, be interesting to see what the scrum's like here. A couple of substitutions for both sides. See how well the scrum holds up for both sides after these subs. Estonians look to be the dominant force in the scrums early in that first half, and as well as throughout the rest of it. Be interesting to see what happens here.
Hunter with his first scrum of the day. Same for Michael Walsh in the back row. And Jack Riley for his first scrum as a second row for this game.
Goes straight down there, both sides. You can just see here on the near side, elbow going straight to the ground from both the Van der Merwe and the Johns. It's just, must be slippy out there. A lot of scrums going to ground, a lot of resets happening. Very frustrating for a referee. Not much you can do about that except try and move the scrum and tell the lads to hold back on the pressure until the initial push.
Ref just moving the mark there, more infield, probably where there's more stable ground.
Just looking to move it away. It's all you can do in these situations if the grass is slippy, not much else you can do. But you don't want to be stuck up doing scrums all day, especially like a day like today when running rugby is on offer. Ball's in for Trinity. It's with Dan Carroll at the back, and he goes down the blind side this time.
Manages.
Goes himself.
And Carroll with a great run there, just brought down just off the halfway line here. Out now for Riley.
Been doing a lot of horsework this evening, Dan Carroll. A lot of rooks, a lot of tackles. Would want to get a bit more ball in hand for himself. He's a brilliant runner when given space.
Lynch now just pulled the ball at the back there, and Hugo Lynch there with a carry. A great pass by Jack Pollard. And Cawley again seeing some space there, just on that inside shoulder.
This time, though, he gets separated from his support players. It's a good snipe, but the lads just weren't with him there. Unfortunately means Instonians get another penalty at the ruck. It's another substitution for Instonians here. Man with his scrum cap not strapped up yet, coming onto the pitch, replacing number 3. You can have that.
Liam Caprianis.
And he's being replaced by, we can assume, is it 16? Got number 22 on his back. That's not listed on the pitch, so unfortunately, we're not sure if it's either Neil Salters or Blake McLean. Apologies to Instonian fans. You can feel free to correct us in the chat.
Five called here for Instonians with a line out. Instonians have a mark on the 10. Instonians there winning the ball. Mark Lee just winning that one nicely. Out now.
Oh, another pass not going to hand there for Estonians, and Johnny O'Sullivan's up on it. Doesn't get that kick away.
But regathered there by Instonians. They managed to keep ball in hand here as they return to a full complement of men.
Also, a replacement for Instonians. It looks like number 10, Eagleson, wasn't able to continue on that leg. It didn't look likely especially after that try at the end of the second half. He's been replaced by, assumingly, number 20, Matthew Neal.
Craig Purite.
I don't think that's Craig Purite. He's a bit short. No offense to Matthew Neal, apologies.
Instonians just throwing some loose passes here.
Cries over the other side of the pitch. Not sure what they're crying for. I think it's ball in touch, but ref's not giving it, and penalty to Estonians. Bit messy over there. Trinity ended up with the ball, but clearly illegally. Ref disagreed. It's hands on the ground. Penalty Estonians. Again, unfortunately for Trinity, those rooks were a lot cleaner towards the end of that first half, and they've just gotten looser here. They're giving away unnecessary penalties. Estonians under pressure there. Don't need to be clawing at it on the ground. Gives them another easy exit when the pressure was on. Is you want to correct that? It actually is Craig Gilroy on the pitch, number 21. We see him there now. It's great to see a former Ulster player coming back down and playing at the AIL level. It's great to see these lads coming back down, playing for their clubs. Ball's hit backwards from the referee.
Mark Walsh and Dan Carroll there combining. Dan Carroll trying to get over the ball there. Estonians brought down just off their own 10. And Estonians make the break here through the middle. That is number 13 there. Bevan Prinsloo.
Another great chase back tackle from Conal Hench. He's keeping that defence alive in the scramble, and it leads to a knock on. Now,
ball unfortunately not going to hand there for Instonians. So we have a Trinity scrum.
Oscar Colley just taking a second to get to his feet here, but Conal Hench, real captain's performance here, putting in some superhero shots on the backfield. It's one thing to put in great shots in a defensive line when you've been around you, but he has chased back like there's no tomorrow, saving Trinity a couple times in that first half, and again there, brilliant work from him to keep the Estonians out.
Certainly an absolute workhorse for the Trinity men. And we have a replacement here for Instonians. Number 2, Ollie Clark leaving the field. And what looks like number 16, Neil Sanders.
Conditions have held out well here in College Park. It's a great start to November this year. Lovely to see that there's some good weather. Hopefully continues as it goes on. A couple of these games can always be tough if it's raining heavy, fogs down the pitch. Instead, we've gotten a perfect day for rugby here, and we've had some really good set moves from the back lines, making the most of that. However, that time it's blocked down. Not an ideal set move at all.
Trinity
referee gives another advantage against Trinity.
Not releasing
in the ruck, not releasing. Again, those rucks killing Trinity, giving Estonians a chance to get back in this game. Now he's going back. Finlay over the ball legally, but initially an illegal, or even Dan Carroll over the ball legally, but initially there was a penalty given away.
So we're back with the advantage here. And O'Farrell looks to go for the corner here. So I don't know if you heard us there, but Craig Gilroy is on the field into 9 and O'Farrell has gone into 10.
And Eagleson clearly not able to continue on with that injury. It's a shame. You don't like to see players being forced off, especially when they do try to keep on. But at the end of the day, it's not worth sacrificing either yourself or the ability of your team.
Certainly not. We're only at game 5 and it's an 18-game season. So in Estonians here, look to set up that maul. They've got that +1 in there. But ball does not go to hand there for Lee.
Goes backwards though, so referee says play on. It's a big driving carry there.
Estonians flooding forwards around the corner here, but held up well by Matty Lynch there.
Referee says release, but Instonians playing on. It's interesting there now that they didn't force him to go to ground.
Great tackle there by Smikovsky and Walsh. Trinity just play with some aggression in defence here. Again, Van der Merwe with the carry here, but he's chopped down well by Pollard and Henchy.
Pollard just diving at the feet there, stops any forward momentum. It's brave defending, but unfortunately,
O'Farrell just finding an outside shoulder there and dots the ball down underneath the sticks. Score here in College Park, 19-12 to Trinity.
it's just unfortunate there. Some good defense from Trinity, but it's actually Jack Pollard. So he must have made that last tackle, unless he was immediately back to his feet. Just misses that one there. Farrell getting around the outside and in under the post. Penalties giving Estonians that in there for to get into score. Trinity giving away breakdown penalty after breakdown penalty. Just really, really frustrating from a defensive point of view when you're putting in great shots, but then giving away unnecessary penalties.
And Farrell makes a conversion there. Score, 19-14 to Trinity. Trinity now, again, will look to put a kick into Instonians. I have a feeling Lynch will do a pretty similar one to what he did at the start of the second half there. Just a high-hanging kick into the left.
Trinity will want to get pressure up here now. Show that to Estonians they're still here, still fighting, haven't switched off. It's a good deep kick. Oh, half slip there.
And a great shot
and a
there.
knock on. That's exactly what Trinity would want. Immediate response, not allowing Estonians to get a nice exit. Scrum down inside the 22. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Just a half slip again. Must be very soft underfoot there. That or Estonians have forgot their studs. A lot of slips happening in the backfield for them there. Just that half second frustration will put them off.
Certainly, the weather has not been great the last few days down here in Dublin. On last Thursday night was absolutely raining cats and dogs, and yesterday morning as well wasn't great, but certainly dried up. And today, the weather has been great so far. Now, Cawley to Lynch, across the face to Hugo Lynch.
Look to get a half break when Estonians tackle him well. Going again,
Yeah.
massive pass out
Over
wide
the top to
Finley.
Alex Finley just trying to get on the outside of number 15 there, Bradley McNamara.
Good covering defence from the Estonians, but another really, really wild pass from Trinity, looking to get out wide quickly.
O'Reilly now with a good carry there. Cawley now with the ball at his feet, just trying to snipe at the ruck here, but in Estonians with men
to do
over.
At that time. Didn't want to go, but like the ball had slipped out.
Ball is still there for Trinity.
Oh, Brennan takes Witten for a walk.
Switkowski there, just trying to dive over the line. Ball's at the
getting
base
in
of
there.
Lynch's hands.
Nah, he's held up over the line here. He needs to get it back, otherwise it will be
Ref just blowing his
goal
whistle
line
here.
drop out.
We're not sure. Ref hasn't really called anything yet here. I have a feeling he's going to go converse with his touchy.
His touch judge over here much had a better angle. Ref was on the wrong side of it there. Be interesting to see what he says. Yeah, held her.
Hell,
Unfortunate there for Trinity. Just maybe going a second or two early.
great by Alex Finley there, just to stay on his feet and make it all the way there to just off the 5 metre line.
That's unfortunate for Trinity, though.
Try line, sorry, not 5.
That's unfortunate for Trinity there. Like, great pressure to get down this end of the field, but not converting there could be very, very costly for them if the Estonians get a good exit here. Now, it's time off here. Can't see exactly who's down. It's an Estonians player down here in the far right corner, so we'll take another break. Just unfortunate for Trinity there. Matty Lynch playing a lot of heads-up rugby here, spotting the man out wide. There was a half gap at a ruck for a second there. Just couldn't get down, diving up quick in time. He's playing some brilliant heads-up rugby.
Certainly.
Henchy away for that break earlier. He's calling it at the back when the space is there. Leading this team really well at the number 10 position.
Time is back on here. The Stones just had a man down. And that goal line dropout just goes straight out.
I believe that's a scrum, actually. I haven't seen that happen before. It's interesting. Estonians, and it was nowhere near, I'd say, the intended target. Another mistake for Estonians allows Trinity an opportunity right on the line. And speaking of opportunity, here comes Jack O'Neill here to get an opportunity back into the team. Who will he be replacing? I believe number 2, most likely that, or number 7, Connell Henchy. Number 7, Connell Henchy goes off.
Great shift today by Captain Connell Henchy.
Bit of a forced segue there for myself. I apologize to people listening. But O'Neill comes onto the pitch here. Another very similar player to Connell Henchy. Just an enforcer around the pitch.
Completely.
Make some good hits. When he gets low, can carry very well. Very electric, dynamic carrier.
Certainly another young player as well. Out there. Mark Walsh just seeing the gap. Mark Walsh goes underneath the sticks there. Score here in College Park. 24-14. Just a great recognition of space there and great use of his feet. Unbelievable pass by Cawley there to Mark
Walsh. He didn't believe that for half second that he was through. Kind of almost does a double take here as he goes through.
Just a little dummy there by him, and space opened up completely for him to just slide right underneath the sticks.
That's a big try as well. That guarantees the bonus point for Trinity. So no matter what happens from here on out, they at least walk away with 1 point. We'll obviously be looking for more in a position like this, but 1 point against league leaders right now. Brilliant, brilliant rugby being played.
And Lynch makes that conversion. 26-14 to Trinity. Still plenty of rugbies to be played in this half. So again, in Estonians to kick off into Trinity.
Now, we saw last time the exit there. They got up really well, put the pressure on. It will be interesting to see what they do here. Will they look to go deep, try force Trinity to exit, or will they go contestable again? We're about to find out as O'Farrell restarts us again after that try. It's another short one. Oh, pressure on.
And Riley takes it very well there. Thought he wanted that lift there, but said, no, I'll go myself.
Free says play on. He hasn't seen what happened there, and Cawley says, will do. Great little break there. Couple of jabs through. Penalty, though. Hands on the ground. I believe it's on Switkowski. That's very unfortunate. Great initial take by Riley. Another great break by Cawley, but it's the breakdown that's killing Trinity again.
Farrell now with the
That's
kick.
not going according to the lads on the pitch, and he's there right.
He's like Cauley there with the ball in his hand. Just pulls it back there to Brennan. Brennan now with a great carry, supported very well by O'Reilly, by Riley and Walsh. Lynch now with a spiral. And it just does not go to hand here.
Now, the referee says play on, gone backwards, according to him. Missed it here from our point of view.
McNamara to O'Farrell. O'Farrell just throwing that basketball pass over the top there to...
Oh, and it's another drop ball. Now, he's kicked it straight at Davy Cooper. I don't think he'll take that nicely. But another drop ball from Estonians. Killer. You got space out wide. You're down by 12 points. You've got to be putting those passes to hand.
Certainly.
We're getting into do or die moments here for Estonians. They need to be converting these when they're getting that pressure on. They just missed the catch from the kick. Get the break. Go down the wing. Drop the pass. Brutal from a playing point of view.
So, Trinity scrum here now.
Trinity will be thankful that these passes aren't sticking. It's keeping them in the game here, but also it's giving them great opportunities to attack from. Another scrum just on the halfway line here. Another chance to attack. We saw what the backs can do when they have space. Trinity will be licking their lips at this opportunity. Now, ball can't go in there. Cauley's complaining. Very unstable from the start. Estonians looking to get pressure on and get that ball back. Make up for the drop pass.
Ref might need to move the mark in. I know we can't see from this side of the field, but just might be very ground might just be cut up a lot over there.
Might be cut up a lot. Look, and he is moving the mark, but it also looks like the front rows are really trying to have a go at each other here.
Certainly.
Unsurprisingly, Estonians need this ball back and need it back quickly. They will be going after the scrum. Big scrum coming up for both sides here. Time to lay down a marker. There it is. That's that push. But Trinity hold it off well. Just that initial shove, but nothing more. Noah Byrne puts the ball through. Finley's on his bike. And so is Johnny O'Sullivan. 15's just letting this run here. He's going to get himself caught back here if he can't get away.
Tackled well there by O'Sullivan and Finley, but he managed to get the pass away.
Witten gets the pass away to... And it's another knock on.
Ball is won back there for Trinity.
Kicking themselves. Now, the referee is given an advantage to Trinity. This might just be the knock-on, apologies.
But Lynch now with ball in hand. Lynch just trying to send that crossfield kick there, but the ball is won there.
It's play on from the referee. It was only a knock-on, so kicking away does use up that advantage. Estonians must be wondering what's going on out there. Every pass they're making seems to be dropping. Referee, penalty to Estonians. It's another breakdown penalty.
I think that, I'm not sure what that penalty was for there, but Trinity men are
releasing, or hands on the ground there, says the referee. Calling that a lot, must just be spotting a half second when the lads are going to support themselves. Certainly. Might be elbows on the ground, but it's killing Trinity there. It's giving Estonians exits. Each side with their own Achilles heel this game.
The Estonians with the line out and Trinity have the mark on the 10.
Just on the 10-meter line here. It's a short kick from Estonians, but they'll just be happy to get the ball back here. They're just one pass away from a line break here. They must be raging with themselves. It seems to be carries, catches, everything. The ball just not sticking.
But you have to give credit there to the Trinity defence.
Massive credit.
They're causing these knock-ons with their double shots and just their sheer pressure in defence.
It's putting the pressure on Estonians. It's making life very difficult for them. Has to be said, Trinity defence is really showing up again today like it did against UCC.
Lynch and Walsh combining there for that double tackle, just bringing the Instonians man down on the 10. Lee now pulling the ball back to O'Farrell.
Estonians looking to play everything. They know there isn't much time left here. They know they have to make something stick.
That was
not going to be that, though.
It was a great shot there initially. Obviously, it's done now, but Mark Walsh putting a great shot there on Ian Witten. Mike Walsh, I should say. Sorry.
Mark Walsh standing right in front of us here would have been real impressive if he put in a tackle over there.
Walsh, they're brothers. Like, they look very similar, okay?
Too many of them on the pitch. Just waiting to Dave Walsh.
Three of them are back.
Ball another advantage for Estonians. Trinity players getting very frustrated here with the rooks. Let's break down penalties just leaking through for Trinity.
Fortunately, a man down here for Trinity. 12, Mark Walsh. Just taking a knee here. Let's hope he's fit enough to resume
Yeah, a lot of complaints coming in here from Estonians. Now, the ref did blow time off, despite initially not giving it.
Been quite unfair. Trinity, assuming the time was off, they're getting called into the huddle, but Instonians trying to quick tap there. Great reactions by the ref.
Tension's getting higher, clearly. Both sides getting frustrated, unsurprisingly enough. It's a close game, important match for both teams. Referee just needs to put a lid on it.
Certainly, and Mark Walsh is back up on his feet. Great to see him still on his feet here. Been playing well so far this game.
It's been very, very well in the centre, leading that defensive line. Oh, Farrell's just not getting that kick this time.
And Lynch puts in the kick here.
Sends it back. It's going towards the midfield with physios all over the place.
Ball is just bobbling here. Farrell letting that run, hoping it would go down, but it did not. And they just...
You can feel the tension on the pitch. It's palpable. Referee just trying to lead it here.
Sullivan now.
Turnover.
And O'Sullivan's going here. O'Sullivan's just brought down here now. The ball is out.
It's another turnover again. Estonians at the ball back. And it's another penalty.
It's this time the quick tap does work well. Trinity scrambling but have set their defensive line here, and Estonians choose to go front foot ball here. Pull out the back here now. And a huge shot there by Smakowski on Craig Gilroy.
That's one you're going to feel when a man like that runs up with a good run off. He kind of blindsides him there, gets the great shot in. However,
over the top
that goes out wide.
Very loose pass, but Estonians still have ball in hand.
Estonians need to make something at this stage in the game. They're throwing everything at it, throwing every trick play they have, every pass. They're just trying to get something.
And a huge shot there on the Estonians captain, Dave Whitten, by Dean Johns.
That's gonna hurt. That's just a brilliant shot there from the replacement prop for Trinity. However, Estonians still with the ball. Game still going here.
Bevan Priestley
can he get on the outside? Just taken.
Johnny O'Sullivan chops the man nicely well there. Trinity certainly needs to get back in the defensive line here. Gilroy now offloading it. And another huge shot.
Mike Walsh with the shot, but it's illegal, says the referee, and it's a yellow card. I think it was for offside that time. It was a good shot, but he is, offside.
And unfortunately, Johnny O'Sullivan is down here for the Trinity men. Certainly a lot of tired bodies here on the field.
Real back and forth stuff there, end to end. Both teams with the possession, then getting turned over. Just very tense rugby out there. Estonians making the pass a stick finally, and the offload's working. Look where it's gotten them down the pitch with a penalty. Trinity's discipline just lacking there. Gives Estonian a real chance to get into this game. Especially with the yellow card now for Trinity. Man down in the forwards, not what you want in this part of the match.
Certainly not at all. And probably less than 20 left to play.
If we're at what? It's the clock across from us says 20 to 4 there. 10 to 4, apologies. So yeah, we are into the dying moments of this game here. Big moments for both sides needed. This is make or break.
Just a couple of score updates while I have them here in front of me. Black Rock 19, City of Armagh 14, Highfield 14, UCC 13, Queens 36, Nace 24, Garryowen 10, Old Wesley 17.
That Queens Nace game looks like a real enjoyable game to watch. A lot of tries being scored.
Certainly Highfield UCC, as you remember previously, UCC were up 10-0 and Highfield just managed to claw their way back there 14-13.
Some good games around the parks today.
But back to the game here in front of us, Ali. In Estonians now, with them all.
This is how they got their first try in the first half. Be interesting to see what happens here again. Changes on the pitch. College, Trinity down to 14 men. Estonians would almost definitely look to just drive this over. Here they go.
And Owen McDermott is back on the field for Trinity. Carl Brennan leaving it there. In Estonians, looking to get that maul.
Still going, slowly creeping forward. Whitten has joined in there, and here it comes. Try.
Score here in College Park. 26-19, still to the home side. But that is that
one, number 16 at Niall Salters. It's just what Estonians would have wanted.
Have to say that was a very, very well worked maul try there by Instonians. Certainly, Trinity put the pressure on there, but Instonians just managed to creep forward ever so much to dot down over that line. And O'Farrell with his first kick of the day.
Second kick, I think he's converted his own try, but doesn't get that one. He does. Creeps it through. Well, fair play. It looked like it didn't have the legs, but it just got over.
26-21 to the home side here in College Park. Lynch again to kick back in to the Northern Irishman.
This is big moment here. Time for lads to step up.
Certainly. It is a great game of rugby here in front of us. And that is a great kick there. Just
taken well by Craig Gilroy. Looks to run it back.
But brought down there just off the 22. Pulled that out, but that is another knock on there.
Referee says play on.
Ref somehow did not see that one. But again,
that one's a little more obvious.
Matty Lynch now just stepping through, brought down just off the 22. Mark Walsh now with ball in hand.
All right, cross knock on this pitch here. Might have come off his boot or something there. Couldn't have seen it from here, but the referee said play on. Trinity with the ball back either way.
Smikowski now with a huge carry here.
Trinity, if they line up a drop goal, they'll put them with 2 scores either. So there's options for Trinity here. Just need to pick the right ones.
Ball at the base here for Cawley. For Riley now.
Good carry, but drops the ball, but illegally, says the referee. It's a high shot.
Great pass to play there by Trinity just to force that penalty in their favour. Let's just see what Trinity do here now. They do have the option to go for the sticks or they'll go for the corner.
They will go for the sticks. It's a clever option here. Puts them 2 scores ahead. If even only by a point, it just keeps that margin away. They're currently only 5 points ahead. We saw how quickly Instonians broke down the line there. One break. It's game, set, match for Trinity. If they don't go for this, going for the corner, obviously what you want to do to really push it out, get that real secured gap. But this is smart, clever play from the College Park line.
Actually, first option for post for the day.
Yeah, first penalty for the post for the day. Matty Lynch, he's got sun behind him. The wind has completely died down here. The conditions couldn't be more favourable.
Thank you. See you later. Thank you.
And Lynch slots that right between the sticks. Score here, 29-21 to the home side. Don't know if you could hear it here on the live stream, but certainly called from Come On Trin from the Bear Pit here.
Good crowds out here from both sides. We do hear a few Instonians fans around. It's great to see travelling supporters as well at these matches.
Certainly.
Makes for a great atmosphere for the lads on the pitch and for us in the commentary box.
Jack Riley takes it well there. And the ball is shipped on there to Owen McDermott.
Now ref says release it. Didn't just get it in there long enough to form the maul. Estonians, they would have wanted that ball back. Instead calls from high from the Bear Pit. Referee says play on.
Dan Carroll there making that carry. Cawley just looking to set up a box kick of his own. And he sends it up. Taken well there by O'Farrell. And
O'Farrell with an absolute
to Witten.
It is a daring offload in this time of the game. It comes off for him. Brilliantly done.
Good tip pass there. Dean Johns just meeting the Instonians man well. And now O'Farrell pulls it out the back here. And Instonians just look to go again, but wrapped up by Smikowski there. Again, across the front to Prinsloo. But Finley just holding the man up here.
Now the referee says release.
Pull out the back here, but pass does not go to hand. They choose to come back down the blind side here.
Recovered well for Estonians there. Couple of those pull passes aren't sticking. It has been brutal for them here, especially when they want to play out wide if they've space.
Again, just a little chip over the top here now. And Carroll is on the ball here. Instonians are trying to pull him in through the middle of that ruck. But ball is at the base here for Oscar Cawley.
Referee says
the back here to Byrne, and Byrne is putting the head down here and just stepping through men. Manages to get back up on his feet and it's brought down just off the halfway line. Back here for Cawley. Cawley pulls it back to Lynch and Lynch just puts in a spiral.
play around, puts it in the corner.
Great recognition of space. And that is a huge momentum shifter here. That is a 50-22.
I'm afraid it won't be. It was pulled back in.
Was it?
It was pulled back in. Look, he did kick it from inside his own half, but either way, it is a brilliant kick. It puts Estonians right down on their own line, exactly the exact opposite place they want to be, trailing by this much in this point in the match. Matty Lynch with just some great vision. I see that there. Spotted the gap in the backfield there. Unfortunate not to get the 50-22. Would have been a massive moment for Trinity. Still, they will be delighted with that outcome.
Trinity now probably look to put a man up here just to put even more pressure on Instonians.
The Estonians just need to find composure here. Get the line out working and get out of here. They do it this time, going to the mall.
And Gilroy with ball in hand here, and Gilroy chooses to go for the box kick.
It's out. Off the tree, says the referee. So it is going to be, it's unfortunate if the tree's not there, probably a little bit more distant on it for whoever's in a half or at half back there.
Not entirely sure, but that is a Trinity line out
on the 22, just outside it. But great result there, coming from our own halfway line from that kick from Matty Lynch. That is a massive territorial gain for the Trinity men. Let's see what they can do here.
Up there, straight in the middle on Dan Carroll. Dan Carroll brings it down here, and Trinity look to set up a maul of their own.
Ball. Connor Tracy's on the pitch now. He's replaced number 9, Oscar Coley. That's his first pass of the day.
Mark Walsh still with ball in hand there. Tracy to Smakowski. Smakowski just getting that offload away to Jack Riley. Trinity now playing with the ball inside the 22 of his Estonians.
Yeah, it's turned over, says the referee there. Just driving through the ruck. Instonians getting a good counter ruck there after the break from Smakowski and Riley.
Trinity trying to drive that man into touch here. Instonians playing with the ball inside their 22. Across the facer, and that is a huge shot.
Connor Tracy and Owen McDermott pairing up well there to get that double shot in.
Estonians just pulling it out now, and Witten there just making a little break there.
Train through the middle, coming back against the grain.
But running out our own freight train, Arthur Smakowski. Just
the numbers
going down the wing
card
here.
Showing for Trinity.
Surely that yellow card is nearly finished. The Estonians there just managed to get the offload away. And that is a huge shot by Dan Carroll there on the Instonians man.
Here, contact, very physical there.
Prince just throwing that pass over the top there.
Koski just slipping up a tackle there. Look at Trinity looking to make some big shots, but when they miss here, it gives Estonians that chance to go out wide.
Lee now with the tackle, but runs into a chop tackle from DC and the shoulder of Jack Riley. The Estonians just trying to go back in the middle there, but a huge shot by Pollard and Dean Johns. But another penalty against Trinity.
This time not for rolling away, or for not rolling away, apologies. At the breakdown there, very frustrating for Trinity. Riley's gotten over really well there, but Trinity men lying on the wrong side of the ball, it prevents Estonians lads getting in.
And time is off here as Jack Pollard takes a knee. Surely not long left to play here now in this game.
It just depends. There's been a couple of stoppages for injuries and stuff. That does clog up the time a little bit.
I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here and guess 5 minutes. Just a pure guess in the dark here.
Well, fair enough. Braver than I am, but I hope it's only 5 minutes left. Like, it's a very tense game.
Certainly.
2 scores in it, which gives Trinity that buffer, but it's not a massive one. Not a comfortable buffer.
And just some more scores here while the time is off. Blackrock 31, City of Armagh 14. Highfield 19, UCC 13, Queens 36, Nace 31, Garryowen 10, and Old Wesley 17.
Story not over there for Queens and Nace. It's a game that keeps on giving, much like our own one here. Very, very exciting game to be watching here. Back and forth. Trinity have held the lead for quite a while now, but Estonians just fighting to keep in it.
McNamara there just kicking the ball out for Estonians.
The yellow card is back on for Trinity here. Mikey Walsh returns to the pitch.
And Conal Henchy is onto the field as well, replacing Jack Pollard. And I suggest that we will see Jack O'Neill go into hooker.
Long to go, like.
So Lee taking the ball in the line out and pops it down there. But now to Witten, let's see what Witten will do. Just pulls it out here to Farrell. Taken up well there by the number 7 for Instonians.
O'Neill tried to get in over there, but just couldn't get the ball back. And now
Flash.
Estonians look to go. They've space out wide.
Across the Brian side, they're going up the wing here. And he just steps back in field, but a good tackle there by the Trinity men. Trinity now defending their own 5. Trinity certainly going to be looking to get off the line here with some aggression.
Big moments needed from both sides here. Game on the line. Who will come out on top?
Suppose Witten just pulls out the back here. And
number 17 goes in the corner.
Schalk van der Merwe goes into the corner there for Instonians. Score now 29-26.
Just great phases there from Estonians getting in and around the corner. Prop forward getting in for a try out on the wing. Not something you see every day, but Estonians doing really well here, not giving up, keeping in the fight. After they could have lost motivation from that Trinity penalty, just could have been a bridge too far for them, but instead they fight back here.
And O'Farrell with the kick, and this time it is not successful. Score now, still 29-26 to the home side.
Next, that means it's a try to win it, a penalty to draw. That kick would have made it that a drop goal would have been enough for Estonians at the end here. Instead, they want to take all the points here. It's going to have to be a try.
Call here. 3.5 minutes left to play in this exciting game in College Park here. Certainly has the hairs in the back of your neck standing up.
It's the kind of thing that you did love to watch as a replay when you know the score. It's just tense. And you can feel it out there. Shots flying in from both sides.
Both sides with still certainly a fight in
Injured people coming back. This man.
Johnny O'Sullivan returns to the field of play.
Or switch the sides there.
Switch the sides, sorry.
Jesus, what is going on here?
The field originally.
It was a kind of half dummy kick from Trinity, and it's gone out on the full. Not what you would want from that.
Certainly not at all.
First real mistake from Matty Lynch today.
Instonians now with the scrum in the centre of the park.
Now, big scrum needed from Trinity. Oscar Cawley's come back on the wing, actually, funnily enough. That's why there was the shift around midfield. Hugo Lynch had to go off. So we've got Cawley on the wing, Mark Walsh and Finley in the centres. Now, Estonia's loading up this near side here with players. Be interesting to see what the move is. Free kick.
Certainly not.
Yeah, they swing around the far side here.
They choose to just go here. Van der Merwe with ball in hand here to Witten. Lynch just chasing Witten here. Witten's just going up sideline. In Estonians now. Just off the 5.
Says leave it.
Trinity now are certainly going to have to put everything into this defensive set. And the Merve here just met very well there by number 8, Dan Carroll. Huge shot there by Smakowski. Flash across the face there.
Here goes out one. It just doesn't go to hand, but bounce pass works. Craig Gilroy looks to go through, gets the offload.
And it is a forward pass there. That is huge for Trinity. He certainly looked to be through there, but ref calling the forward pass. Scrum here for Trinity now. Inside their own half the field.
And it appears Hugo Lynch is still on the pitch there. I'm terribly confused as to who's on who.
I
lost track of that a while ago
at this
point. Hugo Lynch making his way to the sideline there. He must have just been down under the post with Nope, gone back.
No, he's coming back on.
Apologies, folks. Lost in the chaos of it all here. It is just on a knife edge here. Goodness, it is just back and forth, back and forth. Referee calling that forward pass there. Connor Tracy comes back off the pitch again, and Oscar Cawley will move back to 9. Hugo Lynch will move back to the centre.
And Finley back on the wing.
And there we are, folks. Apologies about the confusion on that one there.
We were just the atmosphere here in College Park is
It's on a knife edge. It is on a knife edge. It's do or die for Trinity here now. Big scrum and clearance needed. The pressure is on. Estonians trying to put the push on. They get the ball.
Dan Carroll has the ball out here. Let's see what Trinity will be looking to exit here. Certainly send it deep.
Lynch is calling his forwards round. It's slowed up there.
Riley now with the carry.
Colley's looking at the ref. He's waiting for that signal that the time is up.
Dean Jones now with the carry.
Trinity just need to be careful here. They don't want to be turned
And
over.
Lynch just dropping back there.
Penalty for Trinity. That
is momentous here in College Park.
And he's calling someone over here. Who is he looking for? Red card. That's interesting. that is something.
It's certainly not what you want. Straight red card here to Bevan Prinsloo, I believe. Number 13.
It looks like time is up.
And
that is interesting.
It is game here in College Park. What a huge win for Trinity today. Final score 29-26 to Trinity. We will see you for the next one. Thank you so much to our sponsors, AIB and to BF Sports Analysis, for bringing you this stream. Ladies and gentlemen, good night.